Welcome, angry faithful, to the Friday political banter that we found on the internet this week. Let's get with Bill. Bill, what kind of political stuff did you find this week, or is it all just data center stuff that you want to bitch, want to complain about? Because we're not doing that this week.
I guess I can't talk.
It's all right, Bill.
I've been a little focused. Oh, Tom from District 5 bowed out today, or a couple of days ago.
What was with that? Someone was talking about that one of the people from one of the districts resigned.
A city manager resigned.
Yeah, and no one knew who he was.
I go to the meetings, and I didn't know who he was.
That's sad, Bill. But the main thing that we're
I've been to all except one city council meeting since February. Well, one of them I went to half the meeting, and the one I missed was I was in the hospital in the emergency room, and I still watched it with my phone balanced on my stomach until I fell asleep and it fell over.
But the main thing we're going to talk about today, the first thing we're going to talk about is Lindsay Clancy. Have you heard anything about this? It's a court case that's been happening just recently. I sent you some stuff to read off.
Oh, I haven't paid attention.
Well,
you were wanting me to read the article?
Yes.
Oh, it's a reading thing today.
Sometimes, Bill, I think
the whole
that
CBS News article. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. From CBS News, Lindsay Clancy told children go to God during murders. Prosecution psychiatrist says at trial. The defense rested in Lindsay Clancy's Massachusetts murder trial Friday. Jurors heard from forensic psychiatrist Dr. Philip Resnick, a key witness in the Andrea Yates case after she killed her 5 children in Texas in 2001. He testified that Clancy said she felt an external force take over her body before the murders. The prosecution then began calling rebuttal witnesses before the trial goes to closing arguments, as is protocol when an insanity defense is presented. The first witness for the prosecution, also a forensic psychiatrist, said Clancy recalled telling the children, "Go to God," as she strangled them. Clancy, 36, has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder in the deaths of her 3 children, 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan, in their Duxbury home? Duxbury. On January 24th, 2023. Defense attorney Kevin Reddington said the prosecution will call 3 rebuttal witnesses. Closing arguments are expected early next week. Resnick testified for the defense in the 2006 Andrea Yates trial. She was not found guilty by reason of insanity. Resnick testified that Yates suffered from severe postpartum psychosis. Don't most women? Oh, okay. Prosecution rebuttal witness. The first rebuttal witness called by prosecutors was forensic psychiatrist Dr. Avram Mack. He interviewed Clancy in April of this year, saying she seemed normal, but did tear up at points. He said she wasn't happy with the food at Tewksbury Hospital and wasn't interested in physical therapy. She described feeling miserable, not wanting to be alive, Max said. He concluded that Clancy probably suffered from a major depressive episode and anxiety, but he said there was no evidence that she was ever bipolar in a manic state like the defense had argued. Mack also cast doubt on the defense's main argument that Clancy was psychotic at the time of the killing because she was over-medicated. I can appreciate that she felt side effects and a degree of change from the medications that she took, he said. I don't know that that feeling or belief is necessarily psychotic. Mack and Clancy told him that on the day of the murders, she heard a loud male voice in the late afternoon. The voice said to the effect, "You should kill the kids. This is your last chance so that you can kill yourself," Max said. He said she described how she strangled and killed the children. She described that while that was happening, she was saying out loud, "Go to God," Max said. Mac also testified that Clancy seemed to know the difference between right and wrong. "My opinion is that she retained the capacity required for having criminal responsibility for these actions," he said. Contentious cross examination between Mack and Reddington followed. Reddington asked how Mack investigated Clancy's past, and Mack answered it was by talking with Clancy after the murders and reviewing records. So you're in a mental institution investigating or questioning a woman who's on medication, who is there because she's suicidal and under 24/7 operation, and you get the history from her? Yes, Mack replied. Reddington also questioned Mack about his resume at length, saying that his experience appears to be more in child and adolescent psychiatry than with pregnant women. He also attacked Mack's assertion that Clancy had long resisted taking medication. "Are you making this up? She didn't tell you that," Reddington said. The day concluded with a long back and forth about how postpartum depression is classified in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, also known as the DSM. Dr. Philip Resnick's testimony. Resnick's testimony over Zoom was delayed by technical difficulties Friday morning. He explained to the jury that he recently had surgery that prevented him from flying to Massachusetts for the trial. When testimony resumed, Resnick said he'd been involved in 80 cases where mothers and fathers have allegedly killed their children. He's also consulted on high-profile trials, including Jeffrey Dahmer, the Unabomber, and Casey Anthony. Resnick said he did a full evaluation of Clancy about 4 months after the murders. He said he spent 3 hours interviewing Clancy and also interviewed her parents. Resnick and Clancy appeared somewhat matter-of-fact and muted, but nurses told him she was crying daily about the loss of her children. Yeah, right. He said he reviewed a psychological test that the government had Clancy take and found there was no evidence of faking psychiatric symptoms. Resnick said it was his opinion that Clancy was suffering from severe depression, mild mania, and bipolar disorder as she approached the date of the murders. She was clearly psychotic on that day, Resnick said, adding that she was under the influence of a command hallucination. Not only did she hear a command, but she felt that her body was taken over by an external force, where she was in a dream state and did not have control of her own body, Resnick said. It was almost like she was a puppet and someone else was pulling the strings. Resnick also said Clancy may have believed she was doing what was right for her children. She was obsessional about caring for her children, he said. She believed that she would be doing her children a favor by having them go to heaven with her father rather than remain on earth without her doing the mothering. Her mind was very distorted like that. During cross-examination, prosecutor Jennifer Sprague noted that in an article Resnick wrote called "Faking It," he said command hallucinations are easy to fabricate and people often ignore the commands if they are dangerous. Sprague also tried to highlight the difference between the Yates and Clancy cases. She said that before killing her children, Yates committed herself to a hospital 5 times and tried to kill herself twice after hearing voices. Miss Clancy heard the voice and immediately acted. Is that correct? Sprague asked. No, Miss Clancy had impulses to harm her children, and she did resist until the command hallucination when she was overwhelmed, Resnick replied. Sprague disputed that records showed Clancy had been crying every day about her children. She also said notes allowed Clancy had expressed hope about someday becoming an advocate for her postpartum issues and even participating in a wheelchair marathon. The Lindsay Clancy trial. In Clancy's case, the prosecution alleges that she planned the murders before faking a suicide attempt. Reddington has attempted to show that Clancy should not be held criminally responsible for the murders because she was over-medicated and suffering from postpartum psychosis. If convicted of first-degree murder, Clancy faces life in prison without the possibility of parole. If found not criminally responsible for the deaths of her children, she will be sent to a state psychiatric hospital in Massachusetts.
Yeah. So
Then there's that.
yeah, there of all this stuff though that I've been seeing on the internet, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up right now is during the trial and everything. There's protesters outside of the trial, all wearing pink. Believe Lindsay, and blaming the father because what happened with the father was basically helping out as best as he could while she was going through her after the pregnancy, and he went out and she did the deed. She found out it was the only time for him to actually kill the kids. We'll get more information as it goes through, but what's really sad is the women on the internet going out and saying was like, well, I could, harm my child. They're making videos, acting like they are doing something to their children. I hate to say this right now. All the children, well, I feel for the children. But if the husband of those women decide, oh, I want to get a divorce from her and she's harmful to my kids, and they showed that video during the court case, that's pretty much one for them. So, yeah, but it's getting ridiculous because most of the women on the internet right now that's trying to support Lindsay are doing it in the wrong way, and they're basically blaming the father who didn't, from what I could understand with the court records and whatnot, he didn't do anything wrong. It's the other thing that got me was reading up on it, and there's court documents that she took 15 minutes per child strangling them. That's a long time, isn't it, Bill?
That is.
That's like 45 minutes. And then she tried to off herself, and now she's in a wheelchair because she tried to off herself. And she can't, walk anymore because of that. But as this hopefully deliberates and it shows that, my guess is they might actually find her insane at that moment and put her in an insane asylum. And I hope she gets better, but I same thing with her and Casey Anthony. I don't think she should be around any kind of kid after that.
Casey Anthony, the case for people supporting post-birth abortions.
That was I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. They're little nuisances and they get in the way, and I think that's the aim of some of these baby killer people is post-birth abortion. Well, abortion should be legal up to 3 years old because you gotta get past the terrible twos, and if they're too much of an annoyance, just I really think that's how some people think.
Yeah, and it's sad, dude. They're kids. I mean, I hang out with a friend of mine's kid, and is she a terror? Kind of. Can I calm her down? Yeah, absolutely. I let her watch Spider-Man, and she's perfectly fine. But they're in that phase to where they're trying to like learn stuff and get used to stuff around them, and it's just ridiculous. But anyways, that's the other topic that I wanted to go after. Did you see that Tulsi Gabbard posted something to about her husband.
I saw it, but I didn't play the video.
I got the video.
Ah.
My husband Abraham was diagnosed with cancer. This has been a very challenging time for us. It's very personal and difficult to talk about, but we've heard from so many of you who've reached out, sharing your own personal battles dealing with cancer and really sharing your prayers with us. One of the questions that we got asked quite a bit was, how did we find Abraham's cancer? He's had a bad back for many, many years. And finally, we went in and he got a bunch of MRI imagery done. The imagery came back and the doctor called and told Abraham, you have a tumor growing around your tailbone. Now, we didn't know at that time whether or not it was benign or malignant. The doctors ordered 2 different rounds of biopsies, ran a whole bunch of different tests. I was at work, was sitting in my office, having a meeting with someone when my assistant buzzed in and she said, hey, Abraham's on the line for you. I picked up the phone and Abraham's voice was different. He didn't sound like his normal self every day. He said that he got a call from his doctor and the doctor told him that he has a diagnosis of sacral chordoma, very, very rare, 1 in a million type of cancer. Everything got blurry at that moment for me. Packed up all my stuff, got in the car, called Abraham and said, I'm coming home, and got back to him as quickly as I could so that we could just sit together and process this confirmation that my husband has cancer. We talked with our doctors and said, okay, what are our options? The doctors basically said, you have 2. One is a very invasive surgery to remove the bottom part of Abraham's sacrum and his tailbone. And the other option was radiation. So we scheduled the surgery as quickly as we could. Put your space boots on.
Yep.
Sure. Your bouffant.
My what?
Bouffant. They started preparing him for this surgery. It was a very long 8 hours. I was so happy to see him when they wheeled him back into that recovery room, but it was also really scary, which I didn't expect. He'd been under heavy anesthesia for almost 8 hours. His body, as he started to come out, started reacting to the drugs that were in his body.
The only thing I don't know how I don't know that. So he might just tell me right.
It was tough.
We're hurting right here.
So that night, more than a few times, Abraham said, I want to get up. He had some help from some great nurses to just start very, very slowly walking around. He would take a few steps. He would throw up as he was trying to walk around, but he kept going. He refused to take any narcotic pain medication, and so he really had to push through the post-operative pain. There wasn't really a position he could be in that didn't hurt. A few weeks after the surgery was done, we got the best call. The pathologist and the doctor said that they are confident that they were able to cut out all of the cancerous bone and tissue. So here we are now, almost 3 months after, and he started a very rigorous physical therapy program. He gets frustrated a lot because he wants to be able to make progress faster, and sometimes he's pushed a little bit too far, but overall Abraham is progressing very well. The reality is that the battle isn't over yet. Even as Abraham's recovery continues, we're going to have to keep a very close eye on this. He'll have to continue to get frequent MRIs to keep an eye on whether or not this cancer is coming back either in the same place or in other parts of his body. Finally, and most importantly, we just want to say thank you. We are so grateful to God for his unconditional love, for being our shelter, for being our peace and our strength and our stability, our everything throughout this whole process. And in our lives. We want to say thank you to the doctors, the surgeon, the pathologist, the anesthesiologist, the many hands and hearts who expressed their kindness and showed their care towards my husband. We want to say thank you to all of you who've sent us messages, checking on Abraham and sharing the most beautiful prayers and well wishes with us. Mahalo nui loa to you all. Aloha.
So yeah, no, I'm happy that he's recovered and hopefully becomes speedy recovery and doesn't the cancer doesn't come back. So yeah. Anyways, Bill, you got anything else? Oh, Paramount might be moving to Austin, Texas. Did you hear me, Bill?
Yeah. Did you have the article pulled up?
Yeah, it's not really an article. It's more or less like a snippet.
Announcement?
Yeah. Paramount is reported in advanced discussion to establish a new headquarters and major studio operation in Austin, Texas by David Elson's weight pulling the company out of California. The company is zeroing in on Austin Blue Bonnet Business Center, including 415,000 square foot facilities that could be converted for offices and sound stages. No final commitment has been made as of yet. The move comes as Paramount battles with California AG Robert Bonta over its proposal Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition. Elson has reported threatened to begin moving operations out of California if the dispute is not on the path towards settlement by October 1st. Hollywood's institutions potentially shifting its headquarters and production infrastructure from California to Texas would be one of the most consequential corporate mergers yet. Migrations yet. I'm kind of like iffy on it. I mean, Hollywood is dead. We gathered that. Everybody knows that. All the movies, most of the, and this is coming back from like, I think 2009, 2010. All the TV shows like the Arrowverse and everything that was off on CW and anything coming from CW, you know where it was made?
Georgia?
Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, a lot of that stuff is made in Canada, but a lot of it is made in Georgia also. Georgia has been real receptive to the industry. In fact, I was on vacation when the Avengers were being filmed right nearby. I was kind of going, hey, I wonder if I could see the filming area, but it was a busy trip and we didn't have time. But I was actually in Atlanta when they were near Atlanta filming it. The end game and that 2-part.
Oh, okay. End game and
Infinity Wars.
Now, another play they constantly London's another one they keep constantly using for filming.
Well, yeah, so, that's been kind of forever.
Yeah.
This was kind of interesting that we picked up when we mentioned Y'all Street a little while ago. Here's a little 30-second thing.
With plans for a massive new hub in Dallas. This, according to the New York Post. City filings show that it may add up to 4,800 jobs to the Lone Star State by 2039 and would also anchor a massive skyscraper there worth more than $1.3 billion. The CEO of the New York City's pro-business partnership reacting to the report saying, quote, the latest in what should be a wake-up call for City Hall. Do you have a picky eater in your?
Yeah, we've been trying to get, Texas has been trying to get a stock market for the longest time. They trade back in, when was that? 2014 was the last time I heard something about a stock market in Dallas area. Which I don't know why they hadn't done it beforehand, because Texas has a lot of the oil companies coming through here. Most of the deals for oil is done in Dallas. I for the longest time I thought we had some kind of stock exchange. And I was like, when I heard the news, it's like, yeah, Dallas is finally getting a stock exchange. It's like, I thought they already had one. I was confused and baffled.
No, apparently not.
So
July 31st made its official full trading launch.
I knew
They
that.
announced plans in June 5th of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's how long they've been dreaming of getting it, but the official plans launched in June of 2024.
Well, that's interesting. We got anything else?
One other little announcement. I'll go ahead and throw this announcement out. This dog and pony show that's going on, a data center debate in Wichita Falls. Now note the POS Clayton Tucker, who is the source of the cows are stillborn if they're near a data center. If you look up the source of that, it's viral video by Clayton Tucker. There is no proof, no evidence, nothing. But this manipulative lady, Julie Waters, she put this out 5 days early. And note there's asterisks over who has announced that they're going to be there, but not our mayor, Tim Short. So she puts this thing out, makes the poster before he even knows about it. Plus, what's going on next weekend, Dave?
Hunting season.
Hotter than Hell 100.
Oh,
Biggest
yeah.
event in Wichita Falls' history, annual event. So they're doing this data center debate. They don't give him any time. Well, what happens? The week before, they have a Head Start kickoff event that he is part of. That is the event introduction and kickoff is at 4:00. So she does this little dog and pony show here and scheduled it for 3 to 5 on Sunday. So the anti-data center people are going, oh my gosh, the mayor's going to skip it. Well, no shit. This manipulative lady, you know what she did? She scheduled it for when she knew he couldn't be there, just so she could make a talking point out of it. So anyway, that's what goes on. And that's what goes on with this lady and Texas United against data centers.
Hey, can you get me all the information for all the pros and cons of the data center by Sunday?
By when?
Sunday.
Are you going to be there?
I got the day off.
Oh, you got Sunday off, so you want to be there?
I took the day off. I was going to watch racing, but this is a little bit more important.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll be there 3 to 5. Go do a live broadcast from there?
No, Bill, stop thinking like that.
What? I could wear my CNN jacket. We'll blend right in. They'll get all excited. They'll wet themselves. Ah! I just gave it away now. My disguise is not going to work.
I seriously doubt anybody that's on X is listening from Facebook. So.
Should I wear my MAGA hat? Probably not.
You can if you want to. Most of the people that are actually anti-data centers are actually, most of them I found out is Republicans.
Well, not most of them, but they've sucked they've sucked the group in.
Yeah,
it's all liberals. Then they're saying we're bipartisan, and the actual person who created the Tea Party is doing a 7,000, I think it is, mile anti-data center bus trip across the country. Oh, but it's because we don't like it because of transparency. We're not actually part of the liberal movement, and we don't want a moratorium on data centers, but we're going to do this. Right? Really? You think you're going to do something like that and it's not going to affect, and the other side isn't going to go, look at them. A bunch of stupid, ridiculous shit. Anyway, I saw the history of this lady when she first became an activist, and it's
Wait a minute.
maybe we'll talk about that another time. It's totally disgusting.
Wait a minute. Hotter than Hell's on Saturday.
Right.
So the debate's on Sunday. Why isn't the mayor going to be there?
The debate is this Sunday. Hotter Than Hell 100 is next weekend.
Okay, then why wouldn't the mayor not be there?
Because always before Hotter Than Hell 100 on the Sunday before, they have a kickoff day at the university. It's Head Start. Let's see. Head Start kickoff event is always held the Sunday before the main event. This week it takes place from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Taft Boulevard. Scheduled 2-hour block on Church Street and Taft Boulevard is broken down into segments for everyone. 4 p.m. event introduction and kickoff. 4:30 all ages. Community ride led by Mayor Tim Short and MSU President Dr. Stacia Heine. So this has already been scheduled. This has been scheduled like months in advance, that he's going to be leading an event that kicks off at 4:30, and 5 days before that, this schedules this from 3 to 5. It's all calculated and manipulated just so she can say he didn't show up.
He might still make it.
No, he ain't gonna make it. He said, look, we've got a debate, and it's already scheduled between him and I don't know the last name of this guy, Scott Ponitz. I don't know. He's the one running against Tim. This guy.
That dude looks weird.
Yeah. But she throws this out 5 days before the event, and then has the asterisks on there. Notice here's the asterisk denoting people who are actually going to be here. So she printed that out before he was even asked about the event. Yeah.
Wait, go back to that real quick. Who's the senators? Or that's state senators, right?
Yeah, Representative James Frank. I went to his town hall in Lakeside City, and it was just him speaking and some questions, but God, the propaganda had already been there from the elderly farmers who just had gone on what they heard about data centers, and they were, and I was sitting in the back gritting my teeth because I really wanted to stand up and tell them what they were saying was bullshit, what they had heard.
What about the
Nate Sheets?
Yeah.
He is a conservative running for Texas Agriculture Commissioner. I actually sent him an email a while back. The one that really gets me, I've seen some things about this Leilani Barnett, but I haven't paid too much attention to it. I had one exchange with her, and it was, not memorable. I don't even remember what exactly we said, but this is a guy who disgusts me. Clayton Tucker. He's just a major propagandist idiot. But it's going around more and more. Oh my God, if you have cows near trying to birth them near a data center, they're going to be stillborn. And that thing has taken off so much lately.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and close shop for this week. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Thank you all for that. Actually listen to us, and goodbye, everybody.